we are just not in expansion mode at the time. I mean, we're flattered that some other Canadian cities have expressed interest, as some other U.S. cities have. But, again, nothing new. And I've said this before, that we, meaning the NBA collectively, all our team owners are very focused on creating the best possible competition among the 30 teams. And I'm sure inevitably at some point we'll turn back to expansion, but it's not on the agenda at this time. I think symbolically having our first finals outside the United States maybe has a big impact on countries that follow the NBA but don't have teams, whether that be in Asia or whether that be in Latin America. So I think as we look back in time at the NBA calendar, I mean, this clearly is a marker of sorts, that here we are, 2019, our game one of the finals taking place in Toronto, Canada. Will I think, be a milestone. And as I said, it's come full circle in terms of basketball being invented by a Canadian. So I think it also demonstrates, Jason, that, this goes to the question before about what we look at for expansion, that I think that the fact that we expanded to Canada has had a direct impact on the level of interest in this country, more so than just if people were watching our games on television or through some other form of media. And I think it's why, as I said, second to the United States, we have the most players from Canada than any other country. In the case of Drake, as I've said before, I mean, we certainly appreciate his superfan status, and I know he's beloved in the community of Toronto. I think certainly we don't want fans, friend or foe, contacting an NBA coach during a game. I think that even as Nick Nurse later said, I didn't even realize it was Drake, or hardly was aware that I was being touched, and I think those can lead to dangerous situations. I think the issue for the league is that he has this ambassador type role with the team, so he is viewed a little differently than any fan sitting there, but at the same time, I think there are appropriate lines that shouldn't be crossed in terms of how a competing team is addressed, or the officials for that matter. And as I said, I mean, we league office had conversations directly with Drake and his manager, and I think we ended up in a good place.